And now, stepping up to the microphone, the voice of the 4 to 7 pod, Chris Hecker.
Well, Jerry, I thank you, and welcome aboard the 4 to 7 pod, the original 4 to 7 pod, often imitated, never duplicated.
Trademark.
There's yeah, we might have to look into doing that for real, because there have been some imposters among us lately, but we got to take it care of, and no hard feelings as long as no hard feelings as long as we appreciate your cooperation. I'll just put it that way.
We just need to talk to SNY next.
Yeah, we'll be knocking on their door shortly. But I'm Chris.
We will not be sharing any glizzies on this pod either.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Maybe figuratively, but not literally. Yeah,
I don't know how one figuratively shares one, but
yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look into the limits of quantum physics to figure that out. But when there's a will, there's a way. But I'm Chris. He's Jerry. Welcome to May. We are here, and there's no other way we could start this, but other than a heartfelt tribute to John Sterling, the voice of the New York Yankees for the past 34, 36 years. Started out in 1989, and went all the way till the 2024 season where he retired, but he did come back for the final playoff run, so he did get to call one last World Series, even if it wasn't the proper results. And even before that, he was always kind of he was always big in the he was always a big voice in the New York sports scene, even beyond just the Yankees. He was
right.
He was the Islanders TV announcer for a while. He had like a very famous call for them in a Mike Bossy playoff goal. And I believe he also was the Knicks announcer for a short period of time. I think he might have even been the Knicks announcer when they won the finals in 1973.
It says he was the Nets play-by-play guy from 75 to 81. So, and I believe part of that was when they were still in the ABA. So got to call like Dr. J at peak cool Dr. J, which is not nothing.
Yeah.
Also, does call it an important, maybe not important, but a memorable game in Met history while not with the Yankees. The famous 19-inning game on the 4th of July in 1985, because for most of the 80s, he was with the Braves. That was the game where the Mets were in Atlanta on the 4th of July. There were multiple long rain delays. And then in one of the extra innings with 2 out, a relief pitcher hits a home run that ties the game, and it keeps going. And the most famous part of that is it was the 4th of July, and they said that they were going to shoot fireworks when the game ended. Problem was the game ended at 3 a.m. So they shot the fireworks off at 3 a.m. and the Atlanta 911 line got bombarded with calls thinking that a terrorist attack had happened because nobody else, this is when the Braves weren't good. So nobody was checking for it. They were just like, what is all this noise? It's just it's the largest fireworks show in the Southeast, ma'am. But John Sterling, I don't think the Braves were on TBS yet at that point. Maybe they were, which ironically with Ted Turner passing this week, but
yeah.
But no, WSB radio. So he was on radio. Oh no, split time between radio and TV for the Braves. So, but I did see that call circulating the other day of him calling the Rick Camp home run in extra innings.
Yeah, I wonder if he was with the Braves. You ever see that old video of Joe Torre when he was the Braves manager crashing on the umpires?
I think I know the one you're talking about. I thought for a second you were talking about the famous fight they had with the Padres, but I think I know the one you're talking about. I think you've referenced it before.
Yeah, I think I have. I've definitely sent you that video at one point. But I'm like wondering if he was like, if he was like the Braves announcer for when that happened. Because it seems like the timeline of when he announced for the Braves could line up with when Torrey was managing them.
So he was there from 82 to 87, and I know Torrey was there in the 80s, so that might, you see, 82 to 84. So yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah, so he has seen that man has seen a lot of shit. He's seen a lot of Joe Torre. He has, he's seen peak cool Dr. J. Dr. J in the ABA at Nassau Coliseum. He's seen the Yankees dynasty of the 90s, Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, Mariano Rivera, Andy Pettit. The list goes on, all the guys up there. Maybe not all of them. He was at least, or he may have at least been around for a little bit of the early days. I mean, he was born in the 40s, so I guess he missed like Ruth and Gehrig by a little bit.
Yeah.
But
he called Dominique Wilkins for the Hawks. Like, that's another guy I would put up there with. That's not nothing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then he got to like spend the twilight of his career, like seeing Aaron Judge and his rise to Aaron Judge's rise to being a being a Hall of Fame player. I think I think Susan Waldman put it well that he's like the one guy that she knows who he's the one guy she said he's the one guy she knows that like truly did everything he wanted to in his life.
I mean, it also says here he called 5,060 consecutive regular season games. I mean, ain't that the life?
Yeah. No, that's that is he didn't even slow down until he really didn't slow down until after the pandemic. He called every game from 1989 to 2019. So that's like a 30-year streak. He didn't take a single West Coast trip off. Didn't take a single late night game off. He just he called every single game, and he will definitely be missed. We are in we're in great hands now with Dave Sims. He's definitely done his part in making that transition after John retired. I wouldn't say seamless, but it's you could do a lot worse as far as like he had really big shoes to fill, and he was a great announcer with the Mariners, and he's continuing that with the Yankees. So
it's one of those things where it's like you think when you have something that's been there for a long time, you're like, man, it'll never be right. No one else could ever do it. And then eventually you're like, hey, you know what? He ain't bad. All right, it's not the other guy, but I could get used to this.
Yeah. I mean, I was hyped even when they first announced it. I was like that he was going to be the guy. I was like, oh yeah, like I've seen some of his calls like with the Mariners, like the walk-off hits on that year where they were like on that crazy run where they either, they like just made the playoffs on like the last day of the season, and they had like walk-off hits in like 2 of their last 3 games, like just to like get to that point. So I was like, oh, this guy's who's taking over. Like I was hyped.
I think one of the funnier things I've seen in tribute to John Sterling this week is Max Reed on Blue Sky, who said, "You're not a real Yankees fan unless you once thought you hated John Sterling and then eventually realized you love John Sterling."
That's true. There's definitely some truth to that. There was definitely a point in time where there was definitely a point in time where it's like, oh, this is like kind of there was a point in time where it was like, oh, this is kind of unserious, like like especially when you compare, like say you compare him to like Vince Scully. It's like like two very different style of announcers.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, like this is kind of unserious for a little bit, but he had such a charm about it. And then of course, like later in his career, he like misjudged a lot of fly balls. Like I remember the 2021 wild card game.
Oh yeah.
I was picking up Paul, a friend of the show. He's been on the show. I was picking him up from his apartment, and we were going to watch the game. We were going to watch the game at our other friend's apartment, like across the other side of town. And I had the game on the radio because, of course, we were like, running a few minutes late. So I had the first inning of the game on the radio on like the MLB app, and Sterling, of course, calls that Giancarlo home run, and then he's like, "Oh wait, it was actually off the wall." Like 30 seconds later, and in that moment,
on first base. What did I miss?
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, he's standing on first base." Like, what did I miss? And in that moment, it's like, John Sterling. Like, come on, man. But yeah, no, it all comes full circle in the end, and. Yeah, you really can't not love John Sterling as a Yankee fan. I feel like
I think there was a certain charm, and maybe it's me growing older, especially doing my job. There is a certain type of chemistry that him and Susan Waldman had, like as they both got older, where you're just like, oh, that's your grandparents calling it, like the way that like they just enjoyed ribbing each other, like not being mean, but like. All right, we're gonna joke about it. We're calling a game, and when it gets serious, we'll get serious. But when it's the fifth inning and it's 7-1 on a Tuesday in Anaheim, like
July, yeah,
let's just have fun with it. And like as I got older, and the more you realize, like there is so much time that you have to fill in the season. It's like, yeah, you don't have to be dead on analysis all the time. It's like, especially when you have a partner, like have fun.
Yeah, especially like you gotta like know your audience too. It's like most of the people you're basically entertaining people who are like on the road in some capacity or the other. Whether it's whether they're driving home from work or they're on a road trip. Like 90% of the people I would say that are listening to you are like listening to you because they're in their car driving somewhere. Which does bring me to a point. There was I don't know if you're familiar with JJ from the Bronx, but he made a pretty weird tweet the day Sterling died. He was like, "Oh, now half of this app is going to be like pretending they actually listen to baseball games on the radio." It's like I feel like number one, who cares if they did or didn't, as Kevin would say. Number two, I think that's a very tone deaf thing to say because,
right?
Like, I grew up, I grew up, in like the late '90s, and I had like a radio alarm clock, and I had like a fucking bedtime when I was a kid, so I would like listen to games on my alarm clock radio to like go to sleep if it was like a late night game. Or like I don't know, people have cars, people drive places. Like,
people have to be out.
And even if and even if you're and even if that's not the case, obviously like the newer fan does not consume like the newer sports fan is not consuming radio on that level or consuming a game through radio on that level. But like even if you are like one of the younger Yankee fans, you're definitely you're definitely looking up like the clips of his calls for big moments. So like no matter how you slice it, like he was, like just as much of a part of the Yankees history as like, really any player. So,
and like one of the group chats that I was in, we were talking about this. It's like, yeah, we would joke on when he would miss a call or
some of his like home run calls.
Yeah. Like some
sort of grandish.
An A-bomb.
An A-bomb from A-Rod.
But part of the reason we did that is because when it actually mattered, when it was like, eighth inning tie game, elimination game, the fastball was 105 from John Sterling to the very, like he always had that. Like, so when you really needed him to be the play-by-play voice of the Yankees. He was that. Like, that's why, when he passed and the library of calls comes out, it's like, oh man, that was great. Oh, he nailed that. He nailed that. Nailed that one. Because he always had that in his back pocket.
Yeah, no, he definitely batted 1,000.
He did not miss those.
Yeah, he batted 1,000 as far as getting the important moments right, like, and being the soundtrack to those moments. So yeah, he'll definitely be missed. And I wish he could have stuck around a little longer to like enjoy more of because it seemed like he was outside of the health problems. It seemed like he was enjoying not working, like he was enjoying retirement. Like the Yankees kind of had to drag him kicking and screaming out of the house to do the playoffs in 24, from what I understand.
It's like, do you understand that we have to put Craig Carton's name in the paper to associate with this job? We don't really want to do this, man. Just help us out once.
Yeah.
Then we'll leave you alone.
Yeah, the fact that his name is in the running for it, we promise, we won't ask for anything from you again.
It's like, fine, but you get this Carton character out of here. I've heard about him.
Unfortunately, they didn't honor that part because they brought him back.
They did not. It is one of those things. I can kind of relate to you. You were talking about the part where it was sometimes tough at the end, and I can relate to this as a Met fan with Ralph Kiner, because it would, by the end they'd bring him on once a month, and it would feel like the game was just kind of happening around him, and I'd be like, "They're still doing this," and I would always get reminded, like, "No, you got to understand, Ralph Kiner was literally there at the beginning. Like, Ralph Kiner did this job pretty much every day for close to 30 years. And he was a Hall of Fame player on his own. Like, you let that guy show up until he doesn't want to. And it's like, when you go back and you dig through the history of the franchise, it's like, oh, that's Ralph Kiner calling. Oh, okay. It's really like, okay, so he's rambling a little bit at the end. He earned that. Like,
yeah,
there's a reason why he's got one of those hanging up. Like, that's pretty important.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, he was there literally from the beginning, called the first Mets World Series win and the appearance too. So yeah, he definitely, I think when you're talking about an announcer, I think they definitely, that you definitely get to a point where you let them go out on their terms. Like, not every player gets to go out on their terms. That's just like the nature of the business. But when you have someone like that, they get to go out on their terms, and that's I really feel like
it's pretty neat for the Yankee fans your age that got to grow up with that dynasty. It's like that is just going to be permanently attached to that. Like, nothing. Like, yeah, there's national TV calls and stuff, but when you play it back in your mind, you're going to hear him. And so, yeah, it's special that way. And in a way, I do relate to this as well, because the Bucks radio play-by-play guy who was there for 30 plus years, he just retired after last season. And so pretty much almost every important moment in the franchise's history, because all their successes pretty much happened with him. So, like, anytime that it's like on this day in Bucks history, you're going to hear Gene Deckerhoff. It's like, it's going to be weird to hear anything else with that. It's like I've known that voice the entire time I've been on board. Like, dude, that first touchdown or that first memorable win with someone else calling, it's going to be like, where's Gene? It's
definitely going to be weird. Yeah. And like, obviously Yankees got to Yankees got to honor John Sterling properly, and they got to go and do the thing for him this year. The time is now. But it will definitely, if that does come to fruition, it'll definitely be interesting to see how Dave Sims handles those moments, because I have no doubt he can do it, but I don't know. There's something different about calling a moment like that for the Yankees versus the
Yeah.
Mariners. Like, with all due respect, I feel
And
like
now you have this behind you.
I feel like you have to approach it differently when you're the announcer for a team like the Mariners that was like at one point on the brink of no longer existing, and then like, you know, their like backs are up against the wall in like elimination games versus like, you know, when I just feel like it's like different when you're doing it for the Yankees.
I kind of get what you're saying, where it's when you have a franchise that didn't really have a history. I mean, now, in fairness to Dave Sims, he was following Dave Niehaus, who talked to any Mariner fan, and they'll talk about him the way Yankee. I mean, and I'm not comparing the franchises, but Dave Niehaus meant to Mariner fans what John Sterling meant to you guys, where it's pretty much every important moment in Mariner history before these past few years, Dave Niehaus called it. So
Yeah,
they have that emotional attachment to him.
right.
But like, you know, you think of all the great moments in Yankee history, like the Reggie Jackson 3-homer game, or like Maris hitting 61, or, you know, take your pick between the 30s and 60s. Like you hear Mel Allen or Phil Rizzuto, all that. And that's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Like that's the standard that you're put up against when you're in Dave Sims' position now. When you're calling the Mariners, it's like, yes, you want to be remembered the way by that fan base, the way Dave Niehaus is remembered, but it's like you have your own opportunity to put yourself there.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Like these past few years now, you know, in 15, 20 years, the Yankee fan or the Mariner fans our age are going to reminisce on those calls, you know, the way we're talking about John Sterling. Like when you go to the Yankees, it's like you're measuring against that and Mel Allen and like some of the most memorable voices in the game. It's like you have to be as good as them. Like this is what the demands of you.
yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I don't think you know, I don't think the Yankees or WFAN you know, whoever, I assume it's a joint you know, a joint collaboration as far as the hiring process. I mean, I don't even, you know, because I know they were pretty much doing like a, you know, bullpen by committee like the year Sterling did retire, but obviously, you know, for 2025 and on, they had to find a permanent guy. I would imagine that, you know, you know, whatever brass was involved in that decision. Not that I trust the talent evaluators at WFAN. I assume that, you know, whoever was involved in that decision knew, like, yeah, Dave Sims is like built for this. He'll be up for it. Like if this team, you know, if this team wins a World Series and you know, if this team's winning a World Series in like the next 10 years, like, you know, he's the guy we want calling it on our station. So yeah, no, RIP to John Sterling. I mean, yeah, I really don't have you know, there's really not much I can add that hasn't already, you know, been said you know, over the past you know, over the past few days. I mean, I never had any like personal experiences with it or anything like that, but I've seen a lot of people coming out with stories about, you know, personal experience they had with him, or like people that were trying to get into broadcasting, and he would kind of like give them you know, he would like invite them to like take a tour of like his studio and stuff like that. So it seems like he was also just like a really just like genuine, like just like also like a really genuinely good guy who also like wanted to help people. So, you know, there aren't you know, they don't really make them like him anymore. So he will, yeah, definitely be missed.
It's kind of a popular phrase now, is the idea of a parasocial relationship, and I guess that kind of starts with baseball radio because,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean, I guess TV as well, and this is probably even truer now with MLB.TV, where you know you can select your
Yeah, you
broadcast
could
if
sync,
you want,
yeah, you could sync the radio broadcast to the telecast.
but like, you know, for 6 to 7 months every year, it's like, well, I'm going to turn this on at 7:05, and my guys are going to be right there, and it's like, yeah, are they in your house when you walk up? No, but it's like you plan your day around it. It's like, I know I'm going to most nights I'm going to be home. I'm going to throw the game on, and the people that I like listening to are going to be there, and like so there is sort of a weird familiarity where it's like, yeah, these people don't know you, but you know them. Like, it's why I always say I feel very lucky that for as bad as the Mets have been at times over the past 20 years, it's like Gary, Keith, and Ron like make it tolerable because it's like whatever, I can listen to them, and it's like that becomes a very intricate part of your life because just about every day at the same time you're going to you don't know what they're going to talk about. You don't know how that night's game is going to go, but you know you're going to enjoy listening to them.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, you know at the very least you're going to be entertained. Like even if they're losing 13-1, they'll have some entertaining banter for you. They'll get you through it basically. So definitely gotta pour one out for John Sterling. But let's get into the Yankees, how they've been performing right now. They have
we did have big news today.
Yeah, we did have big news today. So the Yankees just won their 16th out of their last 19 games. Still only hold a 1-game lead in the division because the Tampa Bay Rays just decided they're never going to lose again either. So it's pretty much seems like it's a 2-man race here in the American League between us and the Rays. Obviously, there are other teams that are just going to have to make the playoffs, but I don't know if any of them are necessarily going to deserve to make it. But the big news today, so the first batter of the game was your boy Brandon Nimmo, who flew out to left field. And Jason Dominguez, to his credit, made the play, but he did collide with the left field wall. They had like that chain. It's weird. They have that like chain link fence over like the what do you call it? Where over that ad or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like the LCD screen or whatever. They have that chain link fence. So
he collided with do that. I don't know why.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the optics are. I mean, maybe a chain link fence hurts less than just colliding straight with the screen, or they probably just don't want the screen to break.
Probably that.
Yeah, probably that. Yeah. It'd be bold to assume they actually give a fuck about their players. But nonetheless, Jason Dominguez collided with the left field wall, had to exit the game and go into concussion protocol, and it was very it was a tough sight to see because he definitely got emotional and teared up. Obviously, this was like a big opportunity for Dominguez, to get the call up after he gets sent down to start the season. The Yankees are basically have like a 4-man outfield of Grisham, Bellinger, Judge, and Randall Grichuk, who got way too much run for my liking. But yeah, Dominguez comes out, so they do some flip flopping around. They win 9-2 today. But yeah, the big news is after the game, the Yankees called up Spencer George Jones. You are now a New York Yankee. This is a moment I feel like a lot of Yankee fans have been waiting for kind of a long time, and I think it's also a moment that maybe some Yankee fans, maybe you never thought this moment would come because you thought he would get traded, or maybe you wanted him to get traded, or you were in favor of trading him. But wherever you stand on it and whatever you thought, Spencer Jones is now a New York Yankee, and I assume will be making his debut in left field tomorrow.
Yeah, this is one of those, like, this is probably too redundant, but this is sink or swim. It's like you waited 2 years to get your turn. Well, now you got it.
It's time. Yeah, it's time to find out. I mean, he's 25. We've been hearing about him now. It feels like we've been hearing about him for years, and he kind of, I feel like at first his I mean, looking at his looking at his numbers now, like even going back to like college, like he wasn't even that much of a power hitter in college. He really developed his power tool, I would say, within the last within the last few years. Is like when his power numbers really started to really started to take off. Although he did have a 1103 OPS his senior year of college, but nonetheless, it does seem like he was a little bit of a late bloomer if you're looking at his home run numbers. But
MLB Network's they're already gassing it.
Yeah,
they did the blind comparison. Spencer Jones hit for his minor league career, hit 270, 351, 497 for an 848 OPS, and got called up at the age of 24. Aaron Judge for his minor league career hit 276, 371, 471 for an 842 OPS and got called up in 24. It's the horse is out of the barn.
Yeah, for real.
We've trying to temper expectations. Good luck.
It's gonna if he can't hack it, it's gonna get loud, and it's gonna get loud quick. I hope more than anyone, I hope that he just hits an absolute piss missile into the upper right field deck, like on his first at bat. Well, actually, we're going to be in Milwaukee, but nonetheless, the sentiment stands. I hope he hits an absolute piss missile on his first at bat, because it will get vocal pretty quickly for him. Another case of a prospect where, whether it's fair or not, you're going to have very lofty expectations as a Yankee. And I've heard so many different comparisons and stuff about Spencer Jones. I've heard the Aaron Judge comparisons. I've heard the Joey Gallo comparisons. I've heard, everything in between. He's a power hitter. He strikes out a lot. He also walks quite a good bit. I guess
351 on base. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. You'd probably like that if you're like. I feel like if you are like if you're like a 3 true outcome hitter, which is what I feel like he's kind of being billed to be. But and I would love to see if he could incorporate like a contact tool in his game too. That would be, I feel like that could be like a real game changer if he could. But
his MLB pipeline grades are very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen one like this. His hit tool is graded 35. His power is 65. His run is 60. His arm is 50. His field is 50. You usually don't see it slide that much to the right in almost every other category, and hit be the one that's on the left.
Yeah. Usually it's like you're either a really good hitter and a bad defender, or vice versa.
Yeah, like you can't run, but you do everything else.
Yeah, I would say that if you are like a 3 true outcome hitter, you'd probably want the OBP to be a little bit higher. But I mean, 351 is, it's really not, 351 OBP is really not anything to
if there is something to worry about, it's that they said when he reached the upper levels last year against lefties, he hit 189 with a 43% K rate. That I can see where the Joey Gallo comparisons reach.
Yeah. The K rate is definitely concerning, especially against lefties. Obviously, that's obviously, I feel like that's always, I feel like that's very often an area of concern for a new lefty hitter, like a highly touted lefty hitter, is they always seem to have their struggles against lefties.
And the thing that's frustrating about that is usually if he's against a hard throwing lefty, that doesn't seem like as much of a problem because those guys are going to challenge with gas. And
yeah, he's probably just
hitter like that. He can manage against that. It's when you face the finesse lefties or the guys that live at 88 or live off their change. That's when they look
The
stupid.
guys who are it's the guys who are gonna make you look like Jose Altuve the other day or Javier Baez for the past 10 years, swinging out of your shoes.
You look like me up there.
Yeah. No, don't sell yourself short.
No, I knew what I was. I lived on my defense.
True. I actually just joined like a rec softball league.
Oh hell yeah!
And I played my first game a couple of weeks ago, and I think I played all right. I feel like I was getting some 2025 Ben Rice luck because I hit I hit a line drive to the third baseman that it was like directly at him, got caught, and then I had another. I hit a ball pretty well to left field, but also just right to the left fielder. So like my two best hit balls were outs, and then like I legged out two singles, and I made an error, and but I also made like a sliding catch in left field. So somewhat of an eventful day.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, our team lost 15-7, and this past week I wasn't there, and they won 18-5. So I might actually be the problem.
You know what that means, Heck? They lost. You won.
That's right. That is right.
You're leaving here with something.
You're goddamn right, I am. But yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out about Spencer Jones. I think it's no matter how you feel, you just have to root for, if you're a Yankee fan, you just have to root for him to play well at this point, because either he increases his trade value or he proves to be the real deal. And, you have your outfield, for 2026 and beyond 2026, because we only have if you want to talk about Ben Rice luck, that's like Trent Grisham this year, is he's getting a lot of the he's kind of, his numbers don't look very good, but his if you look at like his baseball savant expected his expected
that was happening to Carson Bench for a while.
Yeah, like expected batting average and like barrel rate and shit like that. He's kind of fallen into that same trap.
Well, and sure enough, drove in 3 runs today.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, it seems like he's been doing it seems like his luck has been a little bit better now that he's more at the bottom of the lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how the Yankees incorporate Spencer Jones into their lineup, like where he hits in the lineup. I imagine starting out he'll probably be closer to the I imagine he'll probably be like closer to the bottom of the order.
Yeah, earn your way up.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben Rice got hurt the other day. He's missed like 4 straight games. They say he doesn't need to go to the IL, but like also I don't really know what to think or believe at this point. So I
don't play around with that.
Yeah, I just hope he comes back. Obviously, I hope he comes back sooner rather than later, but just hope he comes back. Obviously, just hope he comes back healthy. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, the Yankees, they're definitely firing on all cylinders right now. They seem to be playing. There seems to be something with this Yankee team that past teams. There seems to be like a sense of urgency, and like a attention to detail, I would say, that was kind of lacking these past few years. Like even when they went to the World Series, like when they lost the World Series to the Dodgers, it was pretty much like, oh, we just knew like we just had to like put the ball in play and like make them play baseball, and that like we'd be able to beat them. That really doesn't seem to be the case with this year's Yankee team. Like you're really not seeing, you're really not seeing the the bad defense or like the dumb base running mistakes. Like, they seem to, and like when there is someone in the lineup that's like not pulling their weight or can't hit, they don't continue trotting them out there every day. They're proactive enough to make moves like with Randall Grichuk, he wasn't hitting for the 2 weeks that he played. And they're like, yeah, we're going to DFA you and we're going to call up Dominguez. And, now that Dominguez is hurt, they're calling up Spencer Jones. So they're not afraid to, they're not afraid to like use the players that they have in their farm system. And like,
you sure you don't want to heavily used Austin Slater? It's right here. Take him.
I'm chilling. I think Jared
Young. Can I interest you in a Jared Young?
I'm chilling. I think we actually had Austin Slater not too long.
You know what? I think you're right.
Yeah, we kind of already did the Austin Slater. I think we had him last year, and that
sounds right.
It was either last year or the year before that, but he got hurt He got hurt in like one of the first games that he played, and that was kind of it. Yeah, we traded for Austin Slater at the deadline last year. He made 14 appearances. He went 3 for 25. So yeah, very
goes is like need it, gotta have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good on that. And then
I'm having so much fun.
And I think with with Jose Caballero, I think that he's an interesting case because like he started the season out like really good and then he cooled down a bit, and it's like, yeah, unfortunately, like, we're probably gonna be seeing Anthony Volpe again. And then like once like now that Anthony Volpe got close, like Caballero started playing well again, started hitting, and he's been great for us defensively. And they actually like came out and said that, like Cashman himself came out and said like, yeah, like it would be a disservice to just like to like just bench him with the way he's been playing. Like he's earned the job, at least for the time being. So I still have my doubts, or my I still have my feeling that we'll probably see Anthony Volpe like on the Yankees again at some point this year. But
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't say it as definitively as you could before. I mean, really, I think it's mostly a matter of if Caballero can just continue, like if he just doesn't go on another like abysmal like slump, I think he'll be fine. But and it also like
competent.
And I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, Spencer Jones hit like a double, and Volpe like should have scored from first because there were 2 outs, but it appeared that he didn't know how many outs there were, so he like wasn't running as hard as he should have been. So he only got to third, and that was kind of like and it kind of just made me realize like no, like you need to stay where you are. Like this is the exact type of shit that like we don't need, that we're trying to get away from.
I think I probably shared your viewpoint at the start of the year, because I would have felt like you said, it felt like so often that they felt beholden to guys, or if they dug their heels in on a decision that they were just going to ride that out no matter what.
Yeah.
And Volpe had felt like, especially with the way things went last year, that they were just like, no, we're going to make this work. We don't care how bad it gets.
I remember Aaron Boone was like wearing an Anthony Volpe t-shirt when he went like 1 for 32.
But like the fact that they optioned him after his rehab was up, like my initial thought at the beginning of the year was, oh, they'll give him a month and then they'll call him up. Like, it was a somewhat severe injury that he's coming back from. The fact that they didn't bring him back at the first opportunity, that's kind of eye-opening, where it's like,
yeah,
no, we're okay. You go work on you. Like that's management. To me, like the fact that they didn't say it out loud, like they could have really set stuff on fire and been like, yeah, we're just a better team with Caballero playing short right now. We're okay. They could have said that, I think this is them like trying to say it without like completely burning the
without
bridge.
dissing, yeah, like without dissing, without like dissing Volpe,
This is
basically.
they're making him read
Um,
between the lines here, like, "Hey man, get your shit together. We can manage without you."
or I kind of thought, yeah, or like I kind of thought like maybe they'd call him up, but like they'd keep Caballero as the starter until they felt like it was time to like make the
Yeah,
switch. But no, yeah, I mean the fact that the fact that they did option him to AAA, and I think it'll be good for Volpe too, if and when, and I'm sure they probably told him like, yeah, like expect that we're going to need you at some point this season, and be ready, because you never know when someone might go down, or when that you might get that opportunity again.
I'll tell you what, certain parts of the fan base got to be devastated though.
Oh yeah, there's definitely, I mean, I'm sure John from Maspeth is handling it well.
They usually do.
Yeah. Also, there's one thing I'd also want to get off my chest is like, like the Yankees have been, they've been on this great, this is like one of the best starts they've had to a season in a very long time. Obviously they had a really, obviously, I mean, it's been, they've had some really good starts over the years. Like, they started out last year pretty good. April and May are usually pretty good months for the Yankees. But this one is like exceptionally good. Like, I think this is like their best start since like 1998. It's like up there. And I think 2022 they also started like really good, but then like they won like 30 games. Like they won like 30 games in like June, July, and August, and like crawled into the playoffs and like got swept by the Astros. But this is one of the best starts the Yankees have had in like, a pretty long time. But it seems like there is a section of the fan base that's just waiting for the June swoon, or like that stretch of baseball, that we've grown accustomed to around here in June and July, where your team just looks like they don't know how to play. It's like, can we not speak that like into existence? Like, listen, if and when it happens, like we'll talk about it and we'll be critical, and I'll gladly, or not gladly, but like I'll eat crow if and when it happens. But can't we just like enjoy this and not not be like, oh yeah, like this is cool, but like it's really gonna suck in like a month or two from now.
Man, there's Met fans I know like that. That even when it's going well, it's like, well, they're not actually that good, or they don't speak, and then when they hit that snag, it's, see, I told you.
Yeah, it's like there are, and I think that's like exists in any fan base of any team, where you have fans where it definitely seems like they would rather just be pessimistic and just be right than actually see the team do well. And then when the team wins, they get quiet. But yeah, it's the most bizarre thing.
Listen, and I've been a fatalist myself.
Yeah,
but you know what I do? I keep watching, because there is always the 0.01% in the back of my head that goes, what if it doesn't? What if it actually works out this time?
Yeah, and I've been known to, I've been known, I think, to reverse, reverse jinx at sometimes. So I definitely, so I definitely get it, because I've been in the doomer. I've had some doomer moments as well, but it's like,
I do live by the Mario Kart theory, which is that if things are going well, get ready, because they won't be for long.
There's always a blue shell in the vicinity.
Yep. Or a banana peel, or someone's about to get turbocharged. I know that very well.
Yeah.
Either way, I do want to say, because I got to eat some crow here. I saw, I think we might have even brought this up on the show, that MLB social media right before the season did like a dark horse. Are there dark horse Cy Young candidates in New York? And it was McClain and Weathers. And it was like, McLean's good, but like there's clearly a couple guys ahead of him in the NL. Even if McLean pitches well this year, they won't give it to him, and I still kind of believe that. But they put Ryan Weathers up, and everyone's like, he's all right, but like he's not even like the dark horse candidate for the Yankees. Like, why did they do that?
Yeah,
he's been almost worth one WAR already, and we're at May 7th, so I was wrong.
Yeah, and like what you picked Ryan Weathers, but where's Cam Schlittler at? Why wasn't he on that list?
I guess the rationale for him not being a dark horse is everybody saw the playoffs, and if you have a good playoffs as a young pitcher, everyone's going to be high on you going into the next year.
And then like hitters get the book on you. I mean, that's what's happening. That's what's been happening to Trey. Not necessarily
that, but it's you have hype, so you're not really a dark. Like everyone just saw you be good. We know you're good, or we think you're good. I think Ryan Weathers had the prospect pedigree when he was with San Diego, but he hadn't really shown it with the Marlins. I think there was a case to be made, I think, when they made that deal, and I think you even said it at the time, was like, if Ryan Weathers has any talent, Matt Blake's going to get it. Which was a correct assumption. I just didn't think – I don't know how many people thought it would be 45 strikeouts in 38 innings good or a 119 whip good, because that's never been his thing.
Yeah, it is kind of insane just like what Matt Blake has been able to do, not only with and like, not to mention like, and Ryan Weathers will probably move to the bullpen once Cole and Rodon are healthy.
They're going to have a real decision to make.
And I feel like with the way he throws, he's probably better off as a bullpen arm.
Probably.
And then you're adding that to a bullpen where, I mean, Camilo Doval's like the only one who I feel like has really had like their struggles this year. But I mean, like fucking like Brent Hedrick, just like that's like that's our guy now. Like
Tim Hill's automatic.
Yeah, Brent Hedrick, Tim Hill. He's had a couple of outings where he's gotten like hit around a little bit, but normally you feel pretty okay about Tim Hill.
Cruz has generally been good.
Yeah, Fernando Cruz, he's been very solid. David Bednar, I don't think David Bednar has like blown a save since Pittsburgh. Well, that's a lie. I think he blew like one or two saves last year, but I don't think he's blown one.
The first game he was there, or was that Doval and somebody else?
It was Doval and Bednar in that first game. It was a collective. I think Bednar blew the save in the ninth inning, and I think they walked it off against Doval, if memory serves.
But we're not here to talk about cruddy Yankee relievers.
Yeah, no, we're good. Plenty of cruddy Yankee relievers on the Mets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean him, and then like I think Rodon's making his first start on Sunday. And then Cole, I think it seems like his rehab has been Cole's rehab has been going pretty well. Also, another thing I need to get off my chest, Cole did not throw a pitch intentionally at like some like single A hitter. Like we can stop with that.
Yeah, that
like I get that Cole definitely has his moments where he comes off as a bit of like a sensitive dude, or like a dude that's like easily agitated. But like
I just aren't going to waste that kind of stuff on a rehab start. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, that, and it's like it's well documented like how badly Rafael Devers has like owned Cole over the years. Like it's pretty much like, oh yeah, Cole's pitching against Devers, like he's pretty much guaranteed to hit a home run today. if not 3 home runs. So, that's been like well documented. And I think Cole hit him with a pitch like once. And I don't even think that there was like, it wasn't even anything memorable, or there was really no like malicious intent behind it. So like,
I don't even remember there being a blow up about it.
Yeah, I don't think there was a blow up, but like I think the numbers indicate that Rafael Devers was hit by a total of 1 pitch by Garrett Cole. Over a long body of work of just owning him at the plate. So
besides, Framber Valdez gave us a real good display of what it actually looks like.
Yeah, it actually sucks that like Framber is such a loser in this situation that like I can't even side with him for like, beefing with the Red Sox or like throwing at the Red Sox. Like, believe me, I want to be on your side here, but like there's just no
they caught you in 4K. How did they catch you in 4K?
Yeah, literally, those are the only 2 4-seam fastballs Framber's thrown like his entire career, were like the 2 balls he threw at Trevor Story.
Yeah, it's the math is mathing way too much here.
Yeah, like, and like we all saw. I mean, at least you didn't take it out on your own catcher again. Like, at least we'll give you that. But
you know what that is? Growth.
Yeah, it's growth. The bar is in hell though.
Quite literally.
But yeah, it does suck that it does suck that he's such a loser. I can't, that you're gonna make me come here and like almost say nice things about the Red Sox, and I really have nothing nice to say about the Red Sox.
And
I will not do that. Any of you who gaslit me into thinking they'd be good.
Framber Valdez is making me get on Al Leiter's internet and defend David Stearns for not giving him that contract because
there's very little you can defend David Stearns about this day and age.
Also, thank God the Correa contract fell through.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I guess the Mets doctors knew a thing or two there.
They may have.
Maybe we could send Anthony Volpe to the Astros. They need a shortstop, and he needs a fresh start somewhere else.
They're doing all right with Bryce Matthews, I hear.
Yeah, so we could work something out. I think MLB on Facts reported that that was like one of those MLB on Facts things that like I could like maybe see coming true.
What was it?
Oh, that like the Yankees and Astros have discussed a trade involving Anthony Volpe after Correa got hurt.
Listen, my GM likes so many used Yankees that I'm actually afraid he might do that.
Yeah. Well, you guys are good at shortstop.
Right now, we're not.
Yeah. Well, Lindor should
like Vidal Brujan.
Well, shouldn't Lindor be coming back? Shouldn't he be coming back soon?
Early next month, if we're lucky. Maybe.
Oh, damn! Really? I thought it was just gonna be like a 10-day IL stint.
No, they said it was I think it was a grade higher than what Soto was dealing with. So, I think he might have been off his feet for like the first week, or the first week after.
Oh, damn! Like he wasn't like walking at all.
No.
Damn. All right, then I guess Volpe might be on the menu.
Shit, call Elian Pena up. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Especially the numbers he's doing.
Yeah, before we fully transition into the Mets side of the show. Let's just take a look, I guess. Let's just take a look ahead for the Yankees. So they have they finished their season. They finished their series with the Rangers. Win yet another series win. Now they go to Milwaukee. We got Max Fried versus Jacob Mizorowski tomorrow. That'll I feel like some of the novelty of Mizorowski's kind of worn off a bit, but like that'll still be fun to watch.
Well, not entirely. He's got a 2.84 ERA and a WHIP of exactly 1.
He does.
He's actually got more WAR already this year than he did in 14 starts last year. So
wow. Like maybe it's just because the Brewers suck, but I feel like it's been like quieter around him.
Well, the thing with the Brewers is they just do not have any. They just got Churio and Andrew Vaughn back, so they haven't had any hitting to this point. They're just getting it back now.
Yeah, I feel like Andrew Vaughn is like. Would it be wrong to say he's overrated? I feel like he's a little overrated.
Maybe on the whole, but like since he got to Milwaukee, like they just needed like average major league power hitting. They got that because it just feels like their lineup usually is Churio, Yelich, Vaughn, and then it's like 7 Sal Freliks. Like all guys, it's like, they'll run into one every once in a while and they'll be decent contact hitters, but you're not really afraid of them. And that's kind of been it.
To me, Andrew Vaughn feels like, I don't know. He feels like maybe just like a slightly better Sal Frelick. They both have the same
contact hitter as Sal Frelick, but like he can mash.
Yeah.
Their starters this year. I just mentioned Mizorowski's numbers. They made a really smart move getting Kyle Harrison. They appear to have worked wonders on him. Chad Patrick's decent. Brandon Sproat has not been what I thought he was, but also it's early, especially in his major league career, so they might fix him. Logan Henderson's numbers are a little off, but like he basically had one outing at the start of the year, got hit, and then they sent him to AAA, and they just called him back. Logan Henderson actually was good when they had him up last year, so that's another guy to watch. And they've done this where also, and I say this with a ton of respect because he is someone that I go a ways back with. It might be the end of the line for Brandon Woodruff. Like his velo dropped like 6 miles an hour in a game last week, and then after the game they said, was something hurting? He's like, no, I feel fine. And they IL'd him the next day anyway.
Yeah.
We might be at that point. I don't want to say it. I hate saying it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once you're going for a strained ERA, it's not
even that it's that bad.
His ERA is on the season is actually pretty decent. It's only 3.6, so it's not.
He used to be a hard thrower, and he's just not that anymore. At least he hasn't been.
Yeah, it just looks like the last. It looks like it's really just the last couple of starts. They just kind of got to him early, and then the last one, his velocity. He only lasted one of the third innings, and then he got IL'd.
Yeah, I might have to be pouring one out for my guy. I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, or you could be pouring one with him, maybe, if he's coming back to town.
Well, I wish the Brewers still had an affiliate here. That ship had sailed as well.
Oh, I thought he was like from there, or like lived there.
Oh no, he's from Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
But I know him because he was the year that I covered our team as a broadcaster. He was here, so I actually got to interview him quite a few times. And I can't say we've hung out for 20 years or something like that, but just in the times that I got to interact with him over 6 months, decent enough guy to me. So
yeah. Hey, that's all that matters. But I mean, season's still young. Maybe something was, maybe something is wrong, and he was just too stubborn to. Maybe he was just, a lot of athletes are like that. They're too stubborn to admit when they're hurt. So maybe he actually is hurt, and maybe he comes back at some point, and maybe he comes back at some point. And I mean, the NL Central is kind of a shit show of a division. None of the teams are. Well, the Cubs are really good, but other than that, it's a very competitive division where none of the teams are bad, but also none of the teams are particularly good. So, there's definitely,
I think the stat I saw was that there's 10 teams in Major League Baseball with winning records, and 5 of them are in the NL Central.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole division has a winning record. And yeah, the other teams are like the Braves, Dodgers, Padres, and then like the A's are like a game above 500, Guardians are a game above 500, and then it's the Yankees and the Rays. So yeah. Also, I don't know if we discussed this on our last show, but we were kind of wrong about the Cardinals. So I think we both kind of said. I mean, it's still early, but we both kind of said like, yeah, this is the first time like the Cardinals are really going to be like non-competitive in our lives, and here they are.
I mean, who saw Jordan Walker resurrecting from the dead like this?
Yeah, he finally is like he was a late bloomer, but I feel like he's finally like living up to the billing of like what he was hyped up to be as a prospect.
It's funny to call him a late bloomer. He turns 24 in 2 weeks.
No, he just wasn't doing this when he was like 19 when he got called up or when he was 20.
I will say though, this is the benefit sometimes of just letting your guys play, because Jordan Walker is already worth 2 WAR this year. JJ Weatherall was one of the big rookie names coming into this year. He's been worth 1.8 and he plays good second base. Ivan Herrera, they finally decided, hey, let's just let him catch, and he can hit. They're letting Mason Wynn hit through it because Mason Wynn is a tremendous defender at shortstop. Alec Burleson, I know he's not as young, but he's one of their guys that came up through the system. He's turned into a middle of the order hitter for them. Like, this is just like, okay, we're not beholden to anybody. We don't have any big contracts that we got to fulfill. Like, all right, let's see if some stuff works. And it's like, McGreevy's a rookie and he's got an ERA at 2.5. Like, they're letting dudes figure it out. And sometimes if you just let guys go out there and give it a shot, I'll always say that the thing that's the most impressive to me about Jose Altuve's rise was it wasn't that he was like some big hotshot prospect. He came up when the Astros were losing 110 games every year. They just let him play every day, and it was like, hey, that second baseman's pretty good. How'd they get him? Like sometimes if you just let it play out, you find things.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And the Cardinals have always been pretty good at finding things and letting
I mean, they've got one of the best relievers in the sport in Riley O'Brien, and that's another young guy that they brought in. That they've got him. They've got Romero. Like they got a nice back end there.
Yeah. And speaking of bullpens, the Brewers have a pretty solid bullpen too. I'm just looking at their team just to kind of get an idea of what to expect when we play them. Obviously they swept them the opening week of the series last year, and then the Brewers ended up being the best regular season team in the league. Which definitely wasn't expecting that like after that opening series last year.
Remember when torpedo bats were a thing?
Yeah, good times. Whatever happened. I guess
it turns out just facing Nestor Cortez might have actually been the reason. Who knew?
Yeah, I think it had more to do. I think it had more to do with that. But yeah, take me back to the torpedo bats. Far more innocent times in our society.
Not that innocent.
No, not that innocent, but more innocent than now.
No, but Trevor McGill is their main closer, but Abner Uribe really is the guy.
Yeah,
I have him on a thrower in their pen.
My fantasy teams.
But
he has a high ERA, but he's good. He's good for some saves.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who. They may have moved DL Hall into the rotation just because he was a starter at one point. He was in the Corbin Burns trade, but he's turned into a pretty effective lefty relief option, and that might just be what he is.
Yeah. Hey, that's always even in even with the 3-batter minimum, that's always the lefty specialist is still valuable.
Oh no, he gets a ton of strikeouts.
Yeah. But yeah, beyond Friday, we got Schlittler against Harrison Saturday. So yeah, we'll have the Schlittler bump day for everyone who celebrates, and then we close it out with the debut of Carlos Rodon against Kyle. No, not. It looks like they got Logan Henderson, I guess, is opening that day. I guess they're doing a bullpen game.
Oh, well, you know what that is? I think that's because that should have been Ryan Weathers' turn, but he lost like 9 pounds in 2 days, so he didn't throw Tuesday. So Sunday's supposed to be his next turn, and everything I've read is that they think he'll make that start, but I don't think they've said he's definitely starting. So I think that's why it's blank. They said like everything's trending towards him pitching, but I think they want to get to like Saturday and be sure.
Okay, yeah. So on MLB.com it says that Rodon's starting that game. So I guess if not Sunday, Rodon will probably start the first game of the Orioles series, which that might actually work better. But no, it actually says It actually has Logan Henderson listed as the Brewers starter for that game.
Yeah, the Brewers are basically throwing their 3 best starters in this series, like, you know, in whatever order you want to put them in terms of guys that are healthy between Mizorowski, Harrison, and Henderson. Those 3 are pretty good.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely have our work cut out for us in that one.
I'm also terrified because on ESPN it already has the starters for next Friday's Subway Series opener, and it's Clay Holmes against the Yankees. And with the way this season's gone, I'm terrified of that.
Yeah, we can. We can definitely do a Subway Series preview next week when we get closer to that. But
time to bring your bag back out.
Oh boy. Yeah, let's transition over to the Mets though. So, I mean, are you the worst team in baseball after today's result? I believe.
No, we are tied for the 3rd worst.
Tied for 3rd worst.
Yeah, because I think it's us and the Giants have
the worst record. It looks like you guys and Giants are tied for the worst.
Oh, you know, we are first. Yeah. I thought the Angels and Astros were ahead of us. Yeah, we're tied for the worst record in baseball. So anyone that wants to say like, oh, well, they've won 2 series in a row, like, spare me, please.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, like I was even thinking like saying like, well, they've been playing a little bit better, but
they beat the Angels and the Rockies. Like, okay.
Yeah, and I feel like with the type of hole that you're in right now, I know we always say like, yeah, just win series, take 2 out of 3, but I feel like when you're in that type of a hole, like if you have any expectation of digging yourself out of it, those are series you need to sweep.
Yeah,
it's that dire that early.
And like the crazy thing is that the top 3 starters in that rotation. I mean, has Freddie Peralta been Cy Young good? No, but he has not been bad. Like, actually had his best start of the season the other night. I think he's got an ERA around 3.2.
Yeah, 3.12 it says.
He's generally been great enough. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying like Clay Holmes has been great.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, Freddie Peralta's been above average. Clay Holmes has been great. McClain's been great. You've gotten those 3, and they've been tremendous.
Yeah.
Those next 2 spots in the rotation have been an actual nuclear waste site.
Yeah, it's been dog shit. And I think it's at a point now where Like Christian Scott is probably just like your fourth guy.
By default. And
Yeah.
he's he's coming off the Tommy John surgery before last week. The last time he started a major league game was the one I went to in Miami in 2024. So he's not even fully stretched yet. Like, I think so far, like, I know he
didn't pitch. He didn't pitch terribly today. I feel like today was more.
I think he was
he gave up the tying run before he left. He gave up the tying run like before he left the game, but I feel like today was really. Today was really on the bullpen.
And one guy in particular. Can we please give up the Craig Kimbrell experiment now, please?
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, Unk does not still have it.
We need to do the Homer Simpson from Talking to Grandpa. Craig, you were a great man, and you did a lot of great things a long time ago, but you're old now, and old people die.
Yeah,
I say this like Craig Kimbrell isn't my age.
Yeah, I mean, it might be time for his life to be over as far as his employment with the Mets goes.
But not even that. Like, without looking, Chris, would you like to guess the combined WAR of Kodai Senga and David Peterson this year? Combined.
Without looking, I will say, and I full transparency, I just had like the baseball reference page up, but it did not register to me what their WARs were. Like, I wasn't looking at that. But okay. So I had if I get it, or like I might subconsciously be cheating, but I don't know. Like I don't know.
You disclosed it. You're fine.
Yeah. So full transparency there, but my guess is going to be -6.5.
A little ambitious. -1.5.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I overshot it a little bit there.
Kodai Senga's made 5 starts. He has an ERA of 9.
Yikes.
There are people in the Ascension Podcast Network who thinks that he should just get to be able to keep pitching at the major league level with those numbers. I won't name who.
Yeah. It couldn't be me. I've also heard there's people in the APN that have possibly renounced their Mets fandom, have possibly crossed over.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I mean, I know that fans of bad teams always joke around about jumping ship or picking a new team, but I feel like that's like one thing you don't do.
You want to know my reason, Chris? Because if I swear to God, if I leave and they win, then it's my fault. Then what?
Yeah. Yeah, then it's like I was the problem the whole time. And you can't go back. Yeah.
You figure this out.
Yeah, then you can't go back after that.
No. And nobody's going to take you.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. You don't want to do what you don't want to do what Sid Rosenberg did.
God no. God no.
Albeit different reasons, but still.
But I think we're officially at the point that it's like you just got to start looking at guys and making decisions about 2027. And I know Kodai Senga has 1 year left on this contract. He's just done.
Yeah.
I thought because the velocity was back that we were going to get 2023 Kodai Senga. That pitcher is gone.
Do you ever get like with certain players on the teams that you root for? Do you ever get this feeling of like maybe maybe someone can figure it out for them, like, or maybe they can figure it out somewhere else, but like just let them at this point, maybe Kodai Senga's fixable if he goes somewhere else, but like I don't even give a fuck. Like, just don't want to see him pitch for your team anymore.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like where it's at with Kodai Senga. If he even like, if there is even anything salvageable there, because I mean, it's looked bad. I mean, he's got the IL stint. He's got the IL stint now. The 9 ERA, and he wasn't his velocity like dipping too, or his command is like way off. Just
No, his velocity was, I think his starting in his second start, it was down, but that's because they had him on a regular schedule, which, I mean, we know how particular he is about 6 days, but
if you can't,
I don't even think we can afford to do that right now with given how much the depth's been cut into already.
Yeah. The Mets essentially have like a 3.5 man rotation. Like they don't really have time for 6 days of rest for Kodai Senga.
I mean, and really, like, it seems as if they have to use an opener in front of David Peterson because he just can't start.
Yeah,
and even then, it's not as if you bring Peterson in the third inning, he'll just magically give you 5. Even if he does give you 5, it's like he's got multiple guys on every single inning, so it's like it's not even that efficient.
Yeah. Are they still doing like the piggyback thing with Sean Manaea?
Well, last night they wanted Manaea to try to finish off the game after they had moved it to like 10 or 11-4, and he immediately loaded the bases. So like they can't even trust him for that. It's getting very quick with him in terms of they still owe him for the rest of this year and next year. He can't be on the road. I think they've already gotten the best out of Sean Manaea that they're going to get. And it's going to be somewhere in the range of $30+ million left on this deal. It just is what it is.
You just got to eat it.
And it's the same with Senga. Like they're probably gonna have to pay guys a lot of money next year not to pitch because it just And David Peterson, I know his rookie deal is going to be up after this year. I'm kind of the same thing. It's like I know he was an all-star last year. I think that's probably as good as he's going to be. And if someone else can get it out of him, great.
Yeah. Already. Like if you're declining this hard and you're already on the wrong side of 30, it's just hard to bet on that turning back around in a direction you want it to turn in.
And when you look at the body of evidence with him, it's really basically the second half of 24 and the first half of 25 with David Peterson. And the rest of the time it's looked like this.
Yeah.
So it's like you want to give that a contract?
Reminds me of half a year Vasquez.
That kind of feels like a disservice to Javi Vasquez. Like
his
record was usually pretty good.
Let me be a little. You're right. Let me be a little clearer. That reminds me of like Javier Vasquez when he was a Yankee. In his 2 stints when he was a Yankee, he was half a year Vasquez, and he was a Yankee in like 2004, and then I think like 04, he might have been on the team in 05, but like a couple of years in the early 2000s, and then he came back in 2010, like after they won the World Series, after a few really good years with the Braves, and then he turned into half a year Vasquez again.
I'd never heard that nickname, but that's pretty good.
Oh, really?
That's pretty good. Yeah, and then you look at the bullpen, and your 2 Yankee acquisitions already disasters, and the rest of the bullpen, it's Brooks Raley who's been good. It's been Huáscar Brazoban who's been good.
Yeah.
Before last night, I would have said Tobias Myers, but then he had an all-time bad line. Very nearly gave the game away, and that's it. So you've really got about 5.5. I'll give Tobias Myers half after last night. You have about 5.5 reliable pitchers on your entire staff right now, and we haven't touched the lineup yet. Like Juan Soto's been great. Like people aren't going to care because that's not why you pay him. Hard to really pin this on him for when he's been healthy.
He's been his power has been picking up since he came off the IL.
Oh, he's hitting a couple of those opposite field home runs where you're like, yeah, that's why you sign him.
Yeah.
He's got
it's like MJ Melendez is like your 3-hitter.
They're finding every opportunity to get at bats for Austin Slater. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
Jared
that's
Young had an
never.
841 OPS for this team. That's where we're at. Like,
Yeah, yeah. When
Simeon's
Jared Young
OPS,
is like one of your best hitters, it's pretty bleak.
Alvarez may just be broken. To say nothing of what's going on with Brett Beatty and Vientos and Mauricio, like.
Well, hasn't Vientos? He's his bat's been kind of hot as of late. Like, hasn't he hit a couple of homers like in the past week?
He'll get a couple, but it's like he'll hit one a mile, and then he basically gets 3 weeks worth of get out of jail free to have some of the worst at bats you've ever
And then
seen in
yeah,
your
just
life.
like have like 1 or 2 pitch at bats where he's like, where you're just like, what the fuck are you swinging at? Like, what's your process?
And then the shit that pissed me off, he beat out an infield single last week, and then he was walking back to first base. Play was over, and he's doing this. Like, I can beat you in a foot race. Don't be doing that shit.
That and like you don't want to accidentally run out of the line and the umpire thinks you're around in a second and you get tagged out.
I wasn't even thinking about that angle, but it's just like, my brother in Christ, you're hitting 230. Like,
yeah. Like
how about you do this for 2 months?
Yeah, maybe pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, it's Carson Benj. As I said on the last show, I know it's going to say that he's hitting 208, but appears to be coming out of it. Like, I know people are going to look at 208 and go, really? It's like he was hitting 130 like 3 weeks ago. Like, he might.
Yeah. He got north of the Mendoza line.
Just let him keep hitting out of this.
You gotta let him work through it. I mean, especially because like the season's like, probably, I would say, well, what would you put like the Mets' chances of like actually, turning this around and getting to the playoffs at this point? Like 5%.
It is 0.1% only because I saw 2024 happen, and it's 0.1% because I know that's not happening twice in 3 years. That's it.
Yeah. So
I can't say they're fully dead because I thought they were more dead than this 2 years ago when they came out of it. But I also know that's not some shit that, like, you don't just press that button all the time.
Yeah, you can't just flick that switch. And like, also, this is like such a different team than that team.
Also, that team was healthy. It just needed one. It needed some luck. And two, it needed its bullpen to just not be actively losing them every single game. Which for the month of May, they pretty much did.
Yeah, you are.
Once their bullpen stopped being that bad, they were good.
Yeah. I think Luke Weaver's best days may be behind him. I think he peaked in the 2024 playoff run.
And the Mets broke Devin Williams 2 years ago, and they were like, "Bring that here."
And he's And I was I know that I was actually a big proponent of I think Devin Williams will bounce back this year, and that just hasn't happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is called gaslighting.
Yep. I wasn't even, I mean, as for me and all the other Yankee fans that said that, I genuinely was not trying to be facetious or gaslight. I thought that I thought that he wasn't in a good situation with the Yankees, that maybe he was a little bit broken from the Pete Alonso thing, and I thought that the volatility would swing back the other way. But it just has not happened that way.
Well, that's because we got the reverse Midas touch, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Don't blame.
I'm having a lot of fun.
I can tell. So yeah, you just finished your series with the Rockies, and now you got you're going over to Arizona to play the Diamondbacks for 3-game set.
This was the team that kicked off the stretch. It was the series against the Diamondbacks where everything started to fall apart. So, hooray!
Yeah. So it's kind of fitting in some ways that it's like a full circle moment. You're playing them again, and then you got then you go back home and play the Tigers after that, before the Subway Series. So I
And I
mean,
realize the Tigers won't have Tarek Skubal, but they have this thing called a manager, and we don't.
yeah,
We have a guy who just says we have to play better at the end of every loss.
yeah, that's crazy. Like, even if you know you're not getting fired, which I feel like the Mets have pretty much done. I feel like the Mets have pretty much come out and they pretty much told you, like, yeah, we're just not firing Carlos Mendoza like this season, no matter what happens.
They're blaming the players. They've pretty much, they're like, we feel the roster we build that this should be bet. Like I forget the exact wording, but they basically were like, we thought we built a good team. It's on them. Which, like, maybe you didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more on Stearns than Mendoza, but I think you're at a point where yeah, Mendoza, I mean, it might be too late to save the season at this point, but Mendoza's probably just got to go if you want to be taken if you want people to show up to games in the summer. And yeah, David Stearns, I think definitely he needs to be fired at the end of the season, because
like, I am genuinely dreading. I'm genuinely dreading the Subway Series next week. Like, it's going to be at least 70% Yankee fan crowd, and it's like we're going to be on national television, and it's going to suck.
Yeah, I may be part of that. I may be part of that 70% on Saturday.
It's great. It's going to be a Fox game, and we're just going to get dunked on for 3 hours. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's great to just get kicked in the dick every single year for 40 years. I love it.
Yeah, you're already down, and the dick kicking seems like it'll only get worse.
This is literally the meme of, like, I am having the worst day of my life thanks to sports this week.
And then Homer Simpson, the worst day of your life so far.
No, not that one. It's the picture of the two guys staring at each other, and it's just the other guy with the Met logo. Not bad enough.
Oh yeah, not bad enough. Let's make it worse. Yeah. I think there are a plethora of memes that would encapsulate what the Mets and their fans are going through right now.
Stop giving me your toughest battles. How are you still alive?
For real. I mean, how are you still alive?
I don't know.
He doesn't
Sometimes
know.
I'd like to know that myself.
It's because you always got to leave with something. You can't.
Right now, I ain't got shit.
Yeah, but you haven't left yet.
I haven't left.
That's why, because you don't have anything to leave with.
No.
Once you get something, then you can leave with something.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so obviously I think that regime change should be coming, in the off season, but I mean, you're going to need at least 2 new starting pitchers, and probably at least 1 or 2 more, 1 or 2 more bullpen arms. But I mean, as far as the team that you had that Stearns basically dismantled for this team, like at this point, like, who do you think is part of the, obviously Soto and Lindor are, part of the solution moving forward. Like, it's a non-starter to suggest like anything about like trading Lindor or Soto for that matter. Obviously they're part of the solution moving forward, but looking at like the rest of their lineup, like, who do you see as part of the solution going forward, and who do you think just needs to go?
Well, I hold out optimism for Carson Bench because we've seen the defense he's played in the outfield over these past.
Yeah, I would say, I would include him. I would include him in the. Obviously, he's not that caliber player yet, as far as the Soto or Lindor. I don't know if he ever will be, but I think there's something there. There's something you can work with Carson
Like
Benz.
I could see Carson Bench being here in 5 years and being a reason they win.
Yeah, and he's very young, so yeah, he's someone he's someone that is I think going to be part of it going forward. But I mean, when you look at like the rest of the lineup, though, like Luis Robert, Bo Bichette, I mean,
Robert started off well, and right now it's hard to gauge because he's hurt.
Yeah.
Bichette, now the worry is he's going to opt in because he knows he's never going to be as good as he was, and then you're just stuck with that contract for 2 more years.
Yeah. What is it? It's a 3-year contract with like opt outs after every year, right?
Yeah. But if he knows his body and he's like, crap, I already had my best years. Yeah, why would he opt out?
Especially like if this season, unless he has like I think what you really need to root for with Bo Bichette is that he makes the decision hard, in the sense that, number one, he makes the decision hard for himself, because like right now, the way he's playing, it's an easy decision to just opt in. Like, yeah, I'm not getting this bag anywhere else, so I'll just stay my ass right here. But yeah, he needs to make the decision hard for himself, or like if he doesn't opt in, at least make the decision hard for the Mets. Because like, say he opts out, and if he opts out the way he's playing now, you're like, okay, good riddance. Like, don't let the door hit you. But I think, I think if he were to turn it around and it became like more of a discussion, then like that could, from where you are right now, that could be a good problem to have if you needed to like actually make if you actually needed to make a decision at Bo Bichette at the end of the year, or if he needed to make a tough decision at the end of the year. I think that either like a combination of those things could be a positive for you guys.
Well, I will say there is also, to answer your question, looking at the rest of this depth chart, I just wonder with Francisco Alvarez, like, I didn't realize till I saw this a couple days ago that he actually has the worst defensive run saved amongst all starting catchers, which to me, when I watched him, I always thought like, all right, you can get by with that. Like, I didn't think it was Mike Piazza where it's like, you got to live with it. It's like, no, that works. But then when you see that, it's okay. He doesn't have it behind the plate or at the plate right now.
Yeah. And like Luis Torrens can literally just do his job better than him, and he's not really giving you much either.
Yeah. And it's like, I realize Alvarez isn't 25 yet, so it's hard to really give up on him, but it's like, this is going to be this is year 4 of him getting consistent playing time in the major leagues. Like, at some point, you were this prized prospect. You were the jewel of the farm system in 2022. Like, at some point, you've got to be able to put it together for a couple months at a time, and it just has never happened with him. It's always stops and starts, and part of that's been injuries, but also, like, if you've got that talent and you're that guy, like, there should have been a season at this point where you're like, yep, that's our starting
should have been years. Yeah, he's shown like flashes, or like he'll get like really hot for like a week or two, or he'll have like, he'll have some stretches, but you never really seen the full body of work with him over the course of a 162 game season. So that definitely, that's definitely concerning. And
Jorge Polanco, like, I'm already good. Like,
yeah,
new Jed Lowry, basically. Marcus Simeon, we're stuck with that. Like, he's cooked.
Yeah. How many more years does he have? 2 more years?
Yeah, two more years after this.
Ugh. Yeah. What about Beatty? Are you like giving up on the Brett Beatty experiment, or do you think there's still
not giving up, but we're at DEFCON 2 with him. Like,
DEFCON 2, Brett Beatty.
Like, last year should have been the launching pad. Like, last year he was good enough on both sides where you thought, okay, maybe he'll take the jump in 26 and he'll become a full-time starter somewhere. That has not happened. Like,
Tommy Pham just needs to go, but that's not.
Oh, he's already gone.
They
already DFA'd him.
Yeah. All right, good.
Austin Slater's
did
ass
he get-
definitely needs to go.
yeah, Austin Slater, he should be next. Did Tommy Pham, did he get picked up?
I think he just elected free agency. I don't think anybody signed him.
Oh yeah, I think they DFA'd him, and he was just like, all right, like he's basically quiet retiring, unless the Pirates decide they want to pick him up again. But I think if the Pirates, I don't think even have a spot for him, and I think at this point, if the Pirates were to pick up Tommy Pham, it'd be like it would make the disrespect for Andrew McCutchen that much louder. So I think you just can't do it.
Yeah, there's just and the
What
scary
about
thing is,
Melendez? I mean, he's been one of your better hitters.
I mean, he's been a pleasant surprise, but also he's going to be 28, and this is just kind of
What do you
like his seasons for his career by WAR: 0.5, -0.4, -0.9, -0.6, 0.4 this year in 17 games. Like this,
so
his career slash line is 218, 300, 394. He's having a nice run. That's it.
Yeah. It looks like you have a couple more arbitration years with him, but yeah, you're probably not even really
we can lie to ourselves about is the farm system, because you still have Jonah Tong, who is working on command issues down there, but like, to be fair, he also skipped AAA, so maybe this is good for him.
Yeah.
You have Jack Wenninger, who was a 6th round pick in 2023. Last year, he made 26 starts in Binghamton. He had an ERA under 3. This year, he's made 6 starts with Syracuse. He's got an ERA of 1.27. Like, at some point this summer, they might just have to give Jack Wenninger the call. It's just be like, he turned 24 in March. Like, he might just be ready to go now. Like,
yeah.
Why not?
I was gonna say, at what point do you start? At what point do you start calling up do you just call the season a wash and just start calling up the younger guys and playing them? Like, do you think you see like Jet Williams this year?
Well, if we see Jet Williams, it'll be in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was in the Peralta trade.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
You might see AJ Ewing. He had an 830 OPS last year across 3 levels in 124 games. This year he's at 2 levels. He's already had a 997 OPS in 27 games. He's played 18 games. I think. Oh no, they just did move him up to Syracuse. So in 18 games at Binghamton, he hit 349 with a 1052 OPS. He's played 9 games with Syracuse. He's hitting 364 with an 887 OPS. So
yeah, he is hitting at every level.
At Binghamton, he had 12 steals in 18 games. And at Syracuse, he's got 4 steals in 9 games. Last year, he stole 70 bases total. He was the compensation pick that the Mets got for DeGrom in 2023. So yeah, AJ Ewing's a name you might hear. Ryan Clifford, who was the other guy that they got for Justin Verlander, he's in the top 5. Jacob Reimer's another guy that we've heard a lot of. He was a 4th round pick in 2022. He's only 22 right now. He had an 870 OPS last year across 2 levels, and he had 17 home runs, 15 steals, 77 RBI. Now, his numbers admittedly not as great at Binghamton. To be fair, last year he started at Brooklyn, and then he split exactly 61 games at Brooklyn, 61 games at Binghamton. So he might not be as ready as the other guys I mentioned.
Yeah, and it sucks because it seems like the Mets are in this position where they've weakened their farm system a little bit with some of the win now moves that they have made. But they also are like not really in a position to trade anyone where they could replenish their farm system either. They're kind of like, it feels like they're kind of stuck in limbo now.
This is the thing, is that, Stearns had to thrive with his farm systems in Milwaukee, and he did. But there's also, being the pessimist that I am, it's, in 2022, we looked and said, well, wait till Alvarez, Beatty, and Vientos get here. Here we are. And what happened to the one prospect that we did? And it's like, oh man, look at all these prospects we had in 2022 that we didn't trade. And look at the one fucking prospect we did trade. Now he's an MVP candidate, and we have to hear every single day throughout the season how stupid we were for trading him. So it's like, we don't develop them, but then if we trade them, they'll be great. So like,
there's
what do you do?
There's really you just can't win, I guess. And I'm gonna spare you from having to talk about the Mets anymore tonight. And we can move on to our last topic of the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So this is our the grab bag topic of the week. You can add one player to your team, one current player in MLB as they are. You can add them to your team, guaranteed season of full health, but you're not allowed to add Shohei Ohtani.
I think that's fair.
What do you got?
Well, like I said, I know our pitching isn't, totally great, but again, you have three really good starting pitchers who have generally delivered, and you've had two guys in your bullpen that you can generally rely upon. It's like, okay, I know the rest of that staff hasn't worked, but the confidence in your staff should allow you to we'll piece something together, right? The offense has been the issue for the Mets this year generally. Like, the big part of that 12-game slump was they couldn't hit. Like, how many times was it they've scored one run in 24 innings, or they've left how many on base over the last 5 games? Bring me Yordan Alvarez. Now, I would have said this exercise probably works better if we're going from the start of the season where it's like, okay, none of the other bullshit's happened yet. If you give me Yordan, Soto, and Lindor, I feel confident I can make everything else work. And it's a healthy Yordan. Like, he's going to play 150 to 162.
Yeah.
We know what an average Yordan season is when he's healthy.
Yeah. I mean, he's having, he's pretty much, Judge is the favorite to win MVP, but Yordan's right behind him. And I think Ben Rice is in the top 5. So Yordan is if Judge falls off or gets hurt, Yordan will probably win AL MVP this year.
He is third.
He's the Lamborghini on the Astros right now.
He is third in baseball in OPS. You want to guess who's ahead of him?
Aaron Judge and Ben Rice.
Ben Rice is.
And the other one is it Juan Soto?
It's not Juan Soto. I don't think Soto has enough at bats to qualify.
Yeah, true. Let me try guessing one or two more times here. So Yordan's third. Mm-hmm. I assume Ben Rice, I believe, is first still, right?
12-14.
So then second. Wait, I fucking know this, but it's bothering me because I'm not gonna get it, and then you're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna be I fucking knew it was him, but I can't. Give me a second.
All right.
Is it Mike Trout?
It is not Mike Trout. He's not that far down the list. He's at 979.
Okay.
It's not a superstar.
Not a superstar. Is it
not a name?
Is it Zach Neto?
It is not.
Not Zach Neto. Okay.
I'll give you a hint. The Mets just played him.
Oh, Hunter Goodman?
Not Hunter Goodman.
Mickey Moniak?
It's Mickey Moniak. 1067.
I actually didn't know that and would have never guessed that if you hadn't given me that hint, but I just, defaulted to the two best Rocky players that I'm aware of.
It might be the trade deadline target. I got it. Unless you're the Rockies and you're just hey, this dude was a number 1 pick once. Maybe we got something here.
We'll just hang on to him and maybe try and build around him.
Yeah, so I think he was a high school pick. So he can't be older than 28. He's a left-handed hitter who's in his athletic peak in Colorado.
Yeah, I think
700. Why not?
Yeah. You should Yeah, he should hang on to that. He was he's 27. He'll
Yeah.
be he's actually going to be 28 on May 13th. He turns 28 a day after I turn 36.
Wow.
Yeah, fun fact. Birthday coming up 5 days, but who's counting?
But
So
yeah, put Jordan in this lineup, and I realize that most nights when you're facing righties, you've got three lefties, but like, give me Lindor, who's always been a good hitter. Give me Soto, who is just has the best eye of anyone in the sport, and give me Jordan, who might be the most feared hitter in the sport. Like,
you put Jordan behind that. Yeah, it's hard to argue. Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Even if you are stacking with lefties, and I feel like they're all lefties that can hit other lefties. So it's really not
right.
an issue.
And even in Lindor's case, like, he could just switch, and he's a good enough hitter from the right side that it's. You see some guys who switch hit, and it's like you should probably give up the right-handed stuff. It's not working. Like, Lindor hits well enough from the right that you let it rock.
Yeah, no, he definitely does. I think he's better from the left side, but he can definitely hold his own as a righty too.
Yeah, it's like if I've got a top three of those three, like, I don't need traditional roster construction. I just have hitters, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, mine was, and I feel like there are a few different directions you could go with this if you're from a Yankee perspective. Obviously, Caballero's been good, but I don't want to like overestimate just how good he is. So like you could think of like a shortstop, like maybe a Zach Neto, or maybe like a Corey Seager. Although Corey Seager's not having that great a year, you could go in that direction. You could talk about third base and upgrading there. Maybe like a Manny Machado or someone of that nature, but that's not who I'm going to go with. And actually, Ryan McMahon's actually been playing pretty well lately. But for me, if you could guarantee he's going to be healthy, to me, I feel like the only right answer for this for the Yankees is Mike Trout. I mean,
now, how do you shuffle the rest of the outfield then?
I think I know Grisham been unlucky, but I think that he just kind of has to be the I think he kind of has to be the odd man out, or you DH him, or you DH him, or you DH Judge until Giancarlo comes back. But I think if you add Mike Trout into this team now, you obviously you have an everyday center fielder who he can also play right field. I mean, you're seeing what Mike Trout's doing this year. So if you could guarantee me a full healthy season of Mike Trout, then that's just what I'm doing.
And you would shift Bellinger to left
on the season. Yeah, I think you shift Bellinger to left. Bellinger actually plays pretty well in left field. Like you could pretty much play him wherever. But yeah, I would. That's what I would do. I'd probably do my everyday. My everyday would probably be Bellinger in left field, Trout in center, and Judge in right field. I think it's hard to really ask for much better than that.
I would agree.
Yeah. And I have seen a lot of what are the best landing spots for Mike Trout to save him from the Angels. I think like Bleacher Report put like an Instagram post out or something, and the Yankees were ranked like the number 2 destination, and they ranked the Phillies number 1. And I understand the whole Mike Trout's connection with the Philadelphia area, and everyone for a pretty long time thought he was going to end up going there.
I still fear it.
But can we don't have to pretend like the Phillies are like this desirable destination to go right now. Like if you're talking purely from a baseball perspective.
Yeah, they owe us. and they'll never admit that. But they should be thankful we stink because boy, do they stink.
Yeah, and I think if you guys didn't stink as much as you guys did, they would be feeling a lot more of that heat. But I feel like with the way the Mets have been performing, and with the Sixers being in the playoffs and the Flyers still in the playoffs for the time being, I feel like maybe the Phillies are flying a little under the radar with how much they suck.
Yeah, because
but
Trey Turner's
Sixers
OPS
and Flyers are going to be done pretty soon, and they'll soon be at the forefront.
Yeah, Adolis Garcia 701 OPS, Trey Turner 650, Bryson Stott 611, Alec Boehm 433.
What the fuck happened to him? Alec Boehm is more like it.
One of my favorite stories is my friend Jesse Schrage actually went to he was in Philly with a girl that he was dating at the time, and this was right after they caught Boehm on camera being like, I hate this fucking place, and they were selling shirts but like it was in like when they wear those light blue throwbacks and like the font of the Phillies looks different on that uniform, like the P.
Yeah.
It was I hate this fucking place written in that font. And it was in like the light blue and brown of that era. And Jesse's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy one of those. He's like, little do they know, I actually love this shirt. They think I'm in on the joke. I'm laughing at them.
Yeah.
He's like, I walked around Citizens Bank, I was getting compliments. It's like, I hate you fuckers too.
Yeah, no, that's actually that's actually hilarious. But yeah, give me Mike Trout. I still don't think he's gonna waive his no trade clause. If he hasn't done it yet, I don't see why he'll do it now.
True.
It's gonna be a conversation as long as the Angels are bad and as long as he's playing well. And I would love it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Aaron Judge and Mike Trout patrolling the same outfield together. Lordy, as Michael Wilbon would say. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. You got any final words here before we sign off?
Nothing other than just one day we will get the sweet release of death.
Yeah, coming maybe sooner than originally anticipated due to new pandemic on the rise. But thank you for listening. Forgot to mention all the housekeeping stuff at the beginning of this show because we were doing the Sterling tribute. But make sure you're following us at 4 to 7 Pod, at MIPod69. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the MIPod Patreon, Ascension Podcast Network forever. And we'll see you next week for the Subway Series. Peace.
See you.